I'm going to tell you in a few minutes what took me over 20 years to figure out. Maybe it will save you years of your life. In the end, what costs you most in life isn't what you pay to the government or the bank. It's what you pay with your own time. Years spent on simple lessons. Lessons that if you'd looked at things a little differently, you might have understood in just minutes. Most people waste decades learning things that others pick up much sooner because life has its own rules, its own patterns, and once you start seeing them, everything changes. And it's not really about how much you know, it's about knowing the right things at the right time. Think back for a moment. How many times have you said to yourself, "I wish I'd known this earlier"? We've all had that moment. When a single realization makes years of struggle seem almost pointless. It's like we're all playing the same game. But some people were handed the rule book. The rest just keep learning by crashing into walls. What's strange is these truths aren't hidden. They're right in front of us. We just don't see them because of all the wrong ideas we already carry around. I'll tell you now what took me over 20 years to understand. Maybe for you, it'll take only a few minutes. Every one of us has certain mental scripts that shape how we see the world. They show you what chances you think you have, what solutions appear possible, what you believe can actually happen. Most people never stop to wonder if maybe their way of thinking is flawed. We're like fish that don't even notice they're swimming in water. Look at two people facing the same problem. One sees a way out, the other sees nothing but walls. It's not because one is smarter. It's because they have different patterns in their minds. Take something simple, and most people think they never have enough time. But what if, instead of trying to cram more into each day, you learn to see time differently? Maybe you'd find you don't always have to be rushing. It's funny, we'll spend years mastering Excel at work, but we won't take half an hour to understand how our own mind works. The truth is, your mind can either be a bridge to something better or a wall that stops you. It all depends on how it's wired. The problem is, it's hard to see how your own mind works. It's like trying to look at your own back without a mirror. That's why sometimes it helps to flip things around. Start with what you want, then ask yourself, okay, but what's holding me back? Or look for reasons that prove your beliefs wrong, not just ones that support them. It stings a little, but without that discomfort, nothing changes. Your true wealth isn't time, it's attention. We live in a world built to steal it and turn it into profit. So if you know how to keep your attention where you want it, that's a real superpower. The problem is, nobody teaches us how to manage our attention. They only show us how to organize our time. It's like having a bucket full of holes and someone telling you, pour in more water, instead of showing you how to plug the leaks. It took me far too long to understand that what really matters isn't how much time you have, but what your mind does during that time. We all have the same 24 hours. The difference is what you do with those hours. When you're truly focused, most people let their minds scatter in dozens of directions. What if you became extremely selective about what you let into your head? Here's something else to see clearly. Our problem today isn't that we lack information, it's that we're drowning in it and don't know what to do. It's like trying to drink from a fire hydrant when all you need is a glass. Life doesn't change just because you know a lot. It changes when you know what actually matters and then do something about it. Your life is basically the sum of the choices you've made. But did anyone ever teach you how to make good choices? We learned countless subjects in school, yet nobody showed us how to pick a path in life or how to choose the right partner. It's strange when you think about it. A few simple habits changed everything for me. When you have a big decision, give yourself 3 days. That space between impulse and action, that's where wisdom lives. Don't look only at the first consequence. Ask yourself, and then what will happen after that? Turn the problem upside down. Instead of just asking, how can I get this? Ask, what's stopping me? Often, that shows you the real barriers. It's odd how we'll spend an hour deciding if something is worth $20, yet never question the old beliefs stuck in our heads. Most of the time, you don't need brilliant answers. You just need the right question. There is a huge gap between knowing something and actually doing it. Most people never cross that gap. We are living in a time when you can find out anything online, but people still don't change. Why? Because we've been taught to worship knowledge far more than we value action. Look around. We celebrate the person who says they've read 100 books in a year, but not the one who actually applies one good idea from a book. Often the information is fine, but your computer, your mind and habits, isn't ready to run that program. But the hard truth is this. Small things done consistently will always beat big efforts done rarely. It's true with money, health, relationships, everything. It all adds up over time. That's why someone who meditates 10 minutes every day will get much further than someone who goes on a fancy retreat once a year. But many people get stuck here. They try to change everything through sheer willpower. It's like trying to push a car instead of starting it. Possible, but exhausting. What really works is shaping an environment that works for you. Willpower is limited. Some days it's strong, some days it's gone. But your environment is there every day. Once you understand this, you stop trying to be more disciplined. You start designing your life so you don't need so much discipline in the first place. Isn't it strange how we're always surprised when willpower fails us, as if gravity didn't work every day? The truth is, successful people aren't necessarily stronger than you. They just have patterns that carry them forward, day after day. It's not really the goals that matter most. It's how you organize your life. Goals are just a point on a map. The way you move day by day, that's the real journey. If you build healthy ways of doing things, the results come on their own. Don't get stuck on, I want to lose 20 pounds. Focus on living a life where you eat well and move a bit every day. The weight will take care of itself. Most problems between people come from something simple. Everyone has expectations, but nobody says them out loud. We get mad that someone didn't do it right, but did we ever clearly tell them what we wanted? I wasted years being angry before I realized that most fights aren't really about dishes, or the remote, or money. They are about something deeper. Respect, appreciation, feeling seen. People won't remember what you said. They'll remember how you made them feel. Relationships have their own pattern. They're not just about what you do, but about who you become. The biggest change for me came when I started choosing consciously who I spent my time with. They say you're the average of the 5 people you're around most, but it's even more than that. The people around you don't just influence your thoughts. Without you noticing, they shape how you think. It's almost sad that we trust online reviews more than our gut feeling about people. Most people chase success in a way that almost guarantees they'll never reach it. That's the paradox. They want security in an uncertain world. They stick to safe paths, when actually the rewards go to those who step off the beaten track. Perfectionism doesn't lead to failure. It keeps you stuck. While you're polishing the perfect version, someone else is already testing a simple one and learning from it. Don't follow someone else's exact recipe. Look at what they did, understand the principles, then adapt them to your life. Sometimes the smartest thing you can do is quit. Successful people don't just start many things, they also know when to stop what no longer serves them. It's not noble to push forward at any cost. What matters is what direction you're pushing in. People love to praise entrepreneurs who made it on their 10th try. But maybe if they'd changed course on the 3rd, they'd have gotten there much faster. When you see this, you realize you might have been playing life on hard mode, just because you never read the instructions. Most attempts at change fail because people focus on what they do, not on who they are. Someone who sees themselves as a runner doesn't need willpower to go running. That's just who they are. They don't need motivation. That's why identity-based habits last, while goal-based ones collapse. Say, I'm the kind of person who moves every day. Not, I should really exercise. Or, I'm a writer, not I want to write a book. It makes a huge difference when someone says, I'm not a smoker anymore, instead of I'm trying to quit. They're far more likely to succeed. It's strange when you start to see that many of your choices aren't truly yours. They're just roles you slipped into without even realizing it. We all do this. We follow the crowd and lose track of who we really are. But the biggest change comes when you finally see you are not your thoughts. You're the one who stands back and watches them. When that finally clicks, you are no longer trapped by your own mind. Slowly, you become the one who shapes it, builds it, makes it truly yours. Everything I've told you fits together like pieces of a puzzle. How you think determines what opportunities you see. Where you place your attention feeds those thoughts. Your decisions build your path. How you act decides if you truly change. Your mental patterns decide if you stay stuck. The people in your life create the setting where all this happens. And who you believe you are decides whether it all feels stable and natural. When you see how it all connects, something new appears. Not just more information, but a wisdom that changes how you live. That's the tax on wisdom. Some people pay for it with decades of their lives. You don't have to. You can take screenshots, jot down notes, but only what you actually put into practice truly becomes yours. And you know what I wish someone had told me when I was young? Don't keep piling up more knowledge. Shape your life so you need less. Once you understand yourself, everything else becomes much clearer. So instead of treating this like just another bit of content, stop and pick one thing that truly resonated with you. Put it into practice today. Because without real action, all this wisdom stays just words. The real question is, what am I ready to do right now? Not, what else do I want to learn? Reflect on it. 30 years from now, what do you wish you'd understood today? And that's where everything starts. The wisdom is already inside you. Thank you for listening. If you'd like to support me, you can subscribe to the channel. Until next time, I hope you'll find your own path too.